it's all blacked out. I was telling. There you go. You get it for me.
Coach Snyder, that's a lot of years right there. 15 to 21.
Stacking them up, Jake.
That's a lot of
Stacking them
years.
up. Is this it?
This is it.
Most people, Coach Snyder, most people are there. They're going to be there live watching it. Does this remind you, Coach Snyder, does this remind you of your time when you used to do those Zoom meetings at USC? We all go to different rooms and watch you from your office?
Yeah, 100%.
Then the internet would go down. I'd sprint up the stairs, try to make sure the internet was all right.
Oh, good Lord. Back in the days.
Coach Snyder, we got to get you up here this summer.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I'm gonna do some camps when we get into summer up in Minnesota, Wisconsin. I'm gonna try to work myself over that direction because I do want to come out there for a few days.
Well, we have a kicking camp too. I wonder if we could somehow do some kind of form of a collab with you.
If it works out, let me know.
Okay.
What was that?
Oh, just
Okay.
doing kicking camps up north.
There's a man that looks like a predator on the bottom, just popped up on my screen, name of Ken. Is he supposed to be in here? Hey, Coach.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
I was trying to
Just
sneak in.
Just bringing your own fan base to this thing, or what?
Oh yeah, how about that?
One of the most
Got a lot of people
anticipated
having shit
clinics.
to do.
Hey, set one of these up anytime you want, man. Just let me know. We'll just get all your buddies on.
So it'll be a roast session.
Yeah.
So we're recording, and so I know we got, like I said, I think there's an issue down the road with a car accident, people coming off work. Jake, if you want to go, or if you're ready to go in a couple minutes, you can get going. That way, you guys, I know you guys got better stuff to do, and with the time difference, obviously, I mean, it's only 5:30 here, so.
I got
But you can get going whenever, and they'll show up. They're kind of trickling in because we got two rooms going on this session. So
you. Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Whenever works. I'll go ahead and get going.
how about we give it? Let's give it a couple more minutes, and I'll give you a go.
I got you. Yeah, whenever you want me to go, we'll go. No
Okay,
worries.
thanks. All right, coach, you can go anytime, man.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, I'm Jake Dusenbury. I'm a defensive quality control coach here at Montana State. I grew up in Wichita, Kansas. I went to Kansas State from 2015 to 2019. I was a special teams student assistant. And then spent 2 years after that at USC as a QC in special teams. And then I'm finishing up my second year here at Montana State, working with linebackers and helping out with special teams. So the beginning of my career, I've really been a special teams guy. So that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. So we'll go ahead and get into it here. Okay, so here's my philosophy, guys. So we want to play with great discipline and effort. All right, if we do that, we'll be successful at what we do. Okay, so we don't beat people on scheme. We beat people because of effort and our grit. Okay, so everybody has their own scheme. Everyone's got their own deal. I'm a big believer in trading that for juice any day. Okay, so the more coaches coaching the drill work during practice and bringing energy and juice, the better. Okay, that's kind of what my philosophy and what I would hang my hat on. All right, and we like to keep the scheme and drill work simple for 3 reasons. Okay, more reps in a short amount of time. We can teach it to anybody quickly, especially the young guys, which you'll see later in the year as people get hurt. All right, and then it allows us to play fast. Okay, if you can't play fast, you can't do anything. Okay, so drill work is very important, but we have to simplify it for efficiency of practice. Okay, so a lot of times you don't have that much time to work this stuff. So you got to be quick. You got to know what you want out of the drill, and you got to get going through drill work, and then you got to get going through team. Okay, so in the fall, we'll rep technique and team. All right, we'll also cut back reps later in the year, especially in the return game. All right, this kind of takes the legs off of your guys a little bit. All right, takes the workload a little bit off of them. Works out later, a little better and later on in the year. Okay, so and then in the spring, you kind of get into more competition-based drill work that will install with the players. Here, we did something at USC where, we had more competition-based drills. All right, we had more coaches involved. Here, we've separated it up in teams. So we'll get the D-line coach in it, and he'll have his own team, and we'll have different points. It's kind of like an Olympic deal, and gets kids more excited about special teams, brings a little more juice to it. So in practice, we'll go 10 minutes a unit at practice is ideal, 5 minutes of drill, 5 minutes per team. All right, and then my biggest thing with this is organization is key. I'd rather be 90% efficient every day than be unorganized trying to make everything perfect. Okay, stepping over dollar bills to pick up pennies. You don't want that. You want to be organized. You want to know what you want, and you want to know what you want to get out of this whole deal. So, all right. So meetings and practice content. This just goes over kind of what you're aiming for in your meetings. All right. In your meetings, you're covering practice, your current day, your scheme, the areas you need to improve, your drill work, all the depth chart changes. Okay. Always meet with the same unit the same day you're going to rep it at practice. Keeps it fresh in their mind. All right. Keeps the attention span short. All right. Review previous practice corrections. Ask questions. Get responses for young men. Special teams is not on their mind all the time. So really, I've had to really try to engage guys to get them to talk back at me, to get them talking, get them thinking about what we're going to do that day. Okay. So you want to motivate to study and retain information. Your leaders can help with that. All right. People who take a lot of pride in special teams and have made a role for themselves, you want to rely on those guys. All right. And they can push the herd. Okay. So, and then, like I said earlier, we need to keep it simple. Okay. So in practice, we're going to keep our fundamentals and team reps in the same period. This helps with carryover into team reps. All right. Team reps get full speed out of them and the scouts. All right. You got to organize the scout unit. Organization is key. Move quickly, get a lot of quality reps. Okay. And then we try to rep 2 units. Okay. So then you develop backups. All right. Then through the year, when guys go down, you need to take guys off the field from offense or defense. You can rotate backups. All right. Biggest thing here is you got to move quickly from drill to team reps. All right. Don't waste any time, and you need to coach on the run. So if the ones are going and a stinger screws up the rep, all right, the stinger coach, while he's coming back and the 2s are going, he needs to go address it with the stinger and fix the problem while the twos are going. And then the ones are back up and we're rolling and the problem should be solved. All right. All right. So let's get into punt here. All right. So my punt philosophy here, this unit has one main goal. All right. We got to set great field position for the defense. All right. This unit is the most important out of all 6. Okay. So I've heard of guys repping it 3 times a week. All right. As much as you can rep this, the better. All right. Also goes back to what we talked about. You got to make sure you keep it simple. All right. You got to keep it simple for 2 reasons. More reps in a short amount of time, and we can teach it to anybody quickly. Okay. So like I said, through the season, all right, the easier the scheme is, all right, the more people, the more young guys you can get to rotate in if they can do the job. All right. This needs to be drilled often, and everyone on the field needs to know the entire scheme of the front line. All right. In the fall, we'll constantly rep punt protection and have a constant message of footwork, communication, punch, and release. All right. And then, like I said, in the spring, we'll work some competition drills. All right. Get dudes more juiced up about special teams. All right. And then one thing I like about spring work is you can see who the competitors are, who really wants to play. All right. So that's another thing that's really good about these competition drills that you'll rep in the spring. All right. So then looking at the goals here, all right, we got to set great field position. All right. So our operation time, all right, needs to be 2.1 or below. That's the goal we have here. All right. For all our specialist guys out there, our snap needs to be 0.65 and our hand to foot needs to be 1.25. All right. Our net average punt, we shoot for 40 yards. All right. I know this is, college statistics. So I know that doesn't always translate over to high school. You may not have a college punter, but that's a goal we shoot for here. So our average hang should be 4.5, and our goal is to allow 0 returns. All right, we got to force 90% of fair catches, and we got to be really good at pooch punts, no touchbacks. Okay, so looking at some of our drill work, all right, some big ones: 4-pod, first step, pooch cover, and then, like I said, the punt competition drill. All right. So then when we hit team, we're going to hit directional punts. We'll go pooch punts. We'll go out of end zone or backed up. All right. And then we're going to move hashes, go multiple locations, get your punter used to punting the ball. All right. So working on our fundamentals. Okay. So first thing, we want a balanced stance. All right. Feet shoulder width apart. All right. We want to squeeze our knees. All right. Biggest thing is, depends on our release, but if we're going right, so red, what we call red, all right, we want to load that left foot. So we're going to curl up that toe and really anchor down that left foot so we can really step and punch. All right. Next thing is we want to work these power angles. All right. We want our bent knees. We want a flat back. All right. And then we want to be looking in that ball. All right. Our head should be at that waistline of that center, and we need to be looking in at that ball, ready to go. All right. And then the next thing is thumbs holstered. All right. So some people teach put your hands on your thigh pads. Also, what we do here, we'll tell them to put their thumbs in the crease of their hips. And I really like this because what it does is, while that punt return unit's moving, all right, they're looking at that ball. They're figuring out what they're supposed to do. Their thumbs are holstered. It helps them hold their water a little bit so they don't jump. All right. Next thing we got to do is we got to front line ID everything. All right. So pre-snap identification, identify body language. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to come to the line. We're going to point out our target. All right. I got 32. I got 32. I got 27. I got 27. There's no secrets here. Okay. So, all right. And then we got to identify body language. All right. So 3-point sprinter. All right. So if a guy's in a 3-point stance and he's really heavy on that front hand, all right, he's probably coming. All right. If he's really light, he's holding up. All right. Same thing goes with this sprinter stance in this middle picture here. All right. If they're in that sprinter stance and they're really heavy on that front foot, they're probably rushing. If they're not, they're probably holding up. All right. So it's something through time guys will get better at, but it's really, really important here. So what does this look like, translate to here? All right. We're looking at Brock Steele here, our left guard. All right. That guy's really heavy on that front foot. So Brock thinks he's rushing, right? And then as soon as he turns his hip, all right, Brock releases downfield. All right, so he's turns his hip to go block that snapper. Brock goes, nope, we're not wasting a body for a body here. We're going to release downfield. Really good rep here. Okay, new look at it. All right, looking at McCade here, number 43. All right, he's really heavy. Looks like he's going to rush. All right, but then he brings that left leg up. All right, like he's going to hold up. McCade goes, we're not wasting a body for a body here. All right, I need to get out and cover this punt. All right, hand fighting, going downfield. All right, we don't want to waste a body for a body. There's no point in him just sitting at the line of scrimmage when he's trying to hold him up. All right. All right, 4-pod first step. All right, we did a lot of this. All right, so you're going to get the punt team into 4 pods. All right, your shield will go with the cans. All right, I really like this because you can get different looks, because at the end of the day, your shield, depending on your scheme, but in ours, they're making all the checks. So we can give them all the looks. We'll get some scout cards out there. We'll give them different looks, make the checks, make them communicate. That's the biggest coaching point. You got to make these dudes communicate. All right, and then the left side and right side will split up. The stingers or your bullets will go and split up down the field here, and everybody will work in their pods here, okay? So looking at Quincy here, number 27, we're at a right pod. All right, first thing we want to do is we want to step and punch. We got to bring our feet. We're going to drive through the block, and then we have to get vertical, all right? So we're going to step and punch, all right, bring our feet. One thing I don't like about Quincy is I think he can go more at this guy. All right, he's kind of going lateral, and then his pad level is really high. And then with his hand placement, I'd like his hand placement right on that chest plate. All right, so he's kind of almost missing him. I think if he gets his better hand placement and a better step, he'll knock him more off the track, and then he needs to get vertical. Okay. So right now, I'd say his pad level is way too high. He's got to get lower. All right, here we go. Clyde Moore here. All right, great punch. All right, his pad level is really good. That hand placement is really good right on that chest plate right there. All right, shedding and getting vertical. Good rep there. All right, Quincy here. This is a little better. He should step. He's stepping back with that right foot. Right here, he needs to step at him. All right, we need him to step at him right there. And then, again, the hand placement needs to be a little better and knock him off his track here. All right, what does this translate to? All right, Arizona State, Kanai here, right guard, does a really good job. Look at his pad level compared to Quincy's here. All right, knocking him off his track. All right, great hand placement too, right here. Shedding him and knocking him off his track and getting vertical. Really good job here. All right, looking here. CV, our left guard here. All right, good footwork, great pad level. All right, good hand placement and knocking this dude off his track. Good work. All right. Next one up. Let's see here. All right. Again, CV. Great pad level again. Bringing that arm, bringing those legs, and driving through that block. Really good. All right, so our stinger work and our 4 pods. Okay, the first thing we got to do, we got to know the situation. All right, so are we in the middle of the field? Or are we in pooch situation? All right, we're going to release to the call. We're going to stack our defender, and we're going to play to our leverage, okay? I'm cool if they want to take a peek at the ball, all right, but they can't stare at it. All right, if you want to peek it just to track it, okay. But it's got to be a half-second peek, and we're back down playing football. All right, so we're releasing, all right, and I've seen guys, put guys in front of them covering 5 yards so they can stack them. In this one, we got them on air, but we got to track this guy. We want to break down about 4 yards from the returner, all right, and we want to go near foot, near shoulder, all right, and we want to make sure that left foot right here is back. All right, so we got to fix this guy's footwork a little bit here. Okay, so it's like what they teach our DNs here. All right. if we have this left foot forward, we're going to lock our hips. All right. So if the returner spins out of it and comes to the field, we can't retrace. So we have to go near foot, near shoulder. All right. Biggest coaching point is our footwork on this. All right. 4 yards out. We're shuffling down, near foot, near shoulder. Really good rep right here. Another lep at it. Here we go. Near foot, near shoulder. Good rep. All right, last look here. Shimmy down, near foot, near shoulder. See, that's exactly what we don't want. We got to get this guy's foot back. All right, we locked his hips. Again, so if our returner here, Coach Colbert here, if he goes to the boundary, if he spins out of it and goes to the boundary, we've now locked our hips and we can't retrace. Here we go. Near foot, near shoulder. All right. Okay. What does this translate to? All right. Playing NAU here. All right. We're stacking our guy. Good work by 4 here. Good work by 0. We stacked them. All right. Now we got to go near foot, near shoulder. All right. I would like 0 here to shimmy down a little bit. All right. But does a great job, makes the play. You're just risking running past him. Okay. New look at it. Okay. Power drill number 1 here to our right. Does a good job stacking his guy. He's stacking near foot, near shoulder, forcing the fair catch. Does a really good job. All right. Ball spotted at the 10. Good job there, power drill. All right. New look at it. We're looking right here. Does a good job. He's hand fighting. He needs to stack his guy. All right, but he goes near foot, near shoulder, and forces a down punt here. Okay, another drill I really like we started doing here. It's called scatter drill. So you're going to get 2 agiles. Okay, you're going to get the left side and the right side going. All right, they're going to circle the agiles. All right, they're waiting for coach's whistle. All right, we're going to throw the ball. We set out these cones for landmarks so we can properly make this coverage net. Okay. We got to hit our landmarks. The last guy raises their hand. All right. This just reminds them that they're the last line of defense. They're contained. All right. So it's just another reminder for our players. All right. So the way we coach this is this first guy needs to come across his face and take a shot. All right. What we don't want him to do, all right, is stop his feet to wait for the returner. We got to take a shot here. All right. So he comes across the face to take a shot at the returner. All right. And then everybody else, just like our stinger drill, is near foot, near shoulder, shimmy down, all right, and tagging off. All right. We're coming, take a shot. Good. Near foot, near shoulder, turning the ball back into your net. Another look at it here. Near foot, near shoulder. We took a shot. We almost get cut off here. He cuts him off. Really good to adjust here. So if I'm on the left side, I'm a left eye player. So I can't let this returner come across my face. All right. So he cuts him off. All right. We almost overrun it. And we all go tag off. All right. So we got to make sure we keep this leverage on the football here. All right. Another look at it. All right. Take a shot. Good. All right. Oh, we got cut off. Guy came across our face. All right. Lost contain. Now he's running down the sideline. So what we've found here is like doing these kind of drills, guys, is that our offensive players, you force them to put them in situations that they're not usually in. So like exactly like right here, all right, keeping leverage on a football. All right. We have trouble with that. So doing these kind of drills, basically making one big team drill is really good. Okay. So what does scatter drill translate to? All right, right here. Good frontline ID. We're tracking that football. Boom. Now, he doesn't make the play, but he takes a shot. And you'll see how important that is here in a sec. He takes his shot and allows us time for the cavalry to come to go make the play. Okay? The last thing we want him to do is stop right here and let this returner take the ball out. So take your shot. Even if you don't make the play, take your shot, allow time for the cavalry to come. Really good clip here. We're looking at number 1 here. All right, he stacks his guy. Really good job. All right, we're tracking that football. All right, almost lose contain. He does a great job by going to cut him off. He cuts him off, cuts the field off from him. Returner has to go back to the boundary and allows us time for the cavalry to come. All right, and now instead of a huge return, now the ball's down inside the 20. All right, so really, really good job by our left stinger here by cutting the field off here. Okay, pooch cover drill. All right, I really, really like this drill. I think this drill could be repped a lot. I think if you get really good at it, your defensive coordinator will be really happy. Coach Udy here has done a really good job making it a huge priority. And this year, Coach Udy's units were really good at down punts inside the 10. So it helped us out as a defense a lot. Some keys to this drill: great footwork, great punch, correct releases. All right, so guards, we're going to play the returner. Tackles, play the ball. If the fair catch, they play the goal line, okay? And then stingers will play the goal line, all right? So what we do here is just like our pod work, all right? We got our left side and our right side. Here's our stingers right here, all right? Another thing you guys can do, through the season, we kind of ran into workload for our guys. So some of these, like our stingers, we'll move them up 10 yards so he doesn't have to run as much. So just something to keep it on your radar. No point in running the legs off of them, but making sure we practicing correct technique here. So, all right, I want these guys right here. They need to be near foot, near shoulder. All right. Now this stinger, he can peek when he's inside the 10. All right. Now he needs to catch that ball down at the 3. All right. Releasing here. All right. We're peeking, catching the ball. We need better leverage here, near foot, near shoulder. All right. We're peeking inside the 10. All right. Catch the ball and down it. Okay. And we've used punters before on this. But if you don't have if you don't want to rep the punter that much, or if he's not great at it, you can you can just have a guy throw it. That we've done that works really well. All right. New look at it here. All right, we're peeking, catching the football. We need better leverage on the returner here. Near foot, near shoulder. All right. Ball inside. And then one thing we've done here at Montana State is we'll put the bullets or the stingers by themselves, and we'll just practice this. And we'll have a coach throw it. All right, so they'll all turn. They'll get inside that 5. They'll turn. They'll track this football. All right. And down that football. All right. Just good fundamental work. It sounds simple, but you're about to see it's not as easy as you think. Just like this. All right. All right. We're peeking. We need to turn our backs to the end zone, and we need to catch this football and down it. Okay. So biggest thing about that is I think that's a really good drill. If you can get good at it, overall team-wise, it'd be really, really beneficial for you. All right, so what does it look like? All right. First Idaho here. All right, we're peeking. We're inside the 10. We're peeking. Catch the ball. All right, but we downed it. Good to go. Ball on the 3. All right, North Dakota State. This is a big-time play in a playoff game. Our punter does a really nice job. And Powdrell, number 1 here at the bottom of the screen, does a really good job tracking this football. Ball down at the 1. Just good, solid, fundamental football. Tracking this football. We're peeking, we're peeking, we're peeking. Here comes the cavalry. We're ball down at the 8. All right, gator tackle. All right, so we started doing this here a lot. And again, it's like scatter drill. It basically makes your offensive guys put them in situations they don't have to do this much. So I really like this drill. Let me fast forward here. All right, here we go. So near foot takeoff. All right, so if they're going to their right, they need that right foot up. All right, we're going to track that ball with correct leverage. All right, near foot, near shoulder, making sure our head's out of the tackle. All right, secure and roll. And one huge coaching point we all hit on is we got to make sure we finish on top here. Okay. So if you see from this last one, this is not very good. He needs to get his head on the other side. All right, his head's in the wrong spot. All right, good roll, but he's got to get his head on the other side and drive through. Okay. Another thing I found that kids have a trouble with, they start diving. We don't need to dive. We need to hit between that chest plate and the thigh boards. All right, that's our contact zone. And we need to roll, always end up on top. Okay. He needs to get his eyes up. He ducks his head right there. We got to get our eyes up and drive through this block. Okay. What gator tackle translates to? Weber State here. Great play in space. All right. Near foot, near shoulder, and rolling. All right. Not an easy play to make in space here. Okay. So going to kickoff. All right. So my kickoff philosophy. All right. This unit has one main goal, which is set field position for the defense. All right. We got to keep the scheme and drill work simple for 3 reasons, like we talked about. More reps in a short amount of time. We can teach it to anybody quickly, and we can play fast, okay? We will have repetitive drill work for this unit, and we'll get a lot of team reps, all right? But full team reps on this unit is critical, all right? All right, so looking at our unit goals, 55% touchbacks or better, all right? We've been lucky. Our kicker is really, really good. So we were lucky to exceed that this year. We love that. All right. If we don't have to cover, that's great. All right. So hang time, we want 4.0 hang times or more. All right. We have to be lane disciplined. No returns past the 20. All right. We got to be aggressive and communicate. Okay. So some big drill work we need to work on here is avoid button press. All right. And then walk through lane coverages. Just to touch on that, I'm a big walkthrough guy. I think if you can get guys out there at a slower pace, you can teach younger guys exactly what to do, and then you can ramp it up as time goes on. So another thing is team, we're going to hit deep lefts, we're going to hit deep rights, sky rights, onside kicks. Kind of depends on what kind of kicker you have. That's just some stuff we do. But moving on here. So here's our field zone. All right, so we have the takeoff zone, the fly zone, and the strike zone. All right. The takeoff zone, all right, is from the 30 to the 35. All right. We can't be offsides, and we have to time up the approach. Everybody's on a string. We have to be solid. All right. All right. So now fly zone. Fly zone is from the 35 to the opposite 25-yard line. All right. Our goal is to hit 4.5 seconds to get to the opposite 25. I know that's with a college kicker. I know that can change, but that's our goal. All right. So in the fly zone, we want to avoid contact. All right. We want to avoid that front line. Okay. So the way to do that is we got a speed stack, all right, where you use your speed to beat the man across his face, or a back door. All right. Set up with speed and beat the man butt side. All right. Next thing, strike zone. All right. The strike zone is from 25-yard line to the goal line. All right. And we have this rule called the 10-yard rule. All right. Within 10 yards, you're in phase. All right. 10 yards of the football, you're in phase. All right. You're going to, if you get contact and the ball is 10 yards away from you, you're going to press them, thumbs up, you're going to extend, and you're going to two gap. You want to drive that guy back so you don't create any more lanes for the return. All right. If you're out of phase, so you're 10 yards or you're over 10 yards away, all right, you can avoid and go make the play. All right. All right. So button press. All right. Good drill. I like. All right. Uniformity. All right. Be able to tackle in open space, be able to avoid blocks, lane discipline. All right. And one big thing about kickoff, guys, is we got to be the most aggressive unit on the field. All right. That's the goal here. All right. All right. So you'll start them out. Everyone will get a hand shield. All right. And you'll notice with these drills that I'm going to show you here for kickoff is the guys that don't use their hands that much to defeat blocks. So I'm talking maybe like corners. All right. We seem to have a tough time with that because they're just not in the run fit as much, but they'll have a tough time. So this is really good for them to practice working their hands and shedding blocks. So we want our thumbs up. All right. We want to extend and pop our feet. All right. We're driving. As soon as this returner declares, all right, we got our eyes up. We're looking. Returner declares. We want to push, pull, dip, rip through, and finish near foot, near shoulder. All right. We got to fix 41, Giuliano's feet there, Coach Howe. We got to get his feet back. All right. So we got to get that left foot back. Yep. Right foot forward. Yep. We don't want to lock our hips. It's the same thing. Okay. All right. We're into him here. All right. We're pushing. Thumbs up. We're locking him out. We're peeking that returner. When he declares, we're push, pull, dip, rip. All right. We could use a little more rip here. All right. I'd like a little more rip out of 44. Push, pull, dip, rip. Get off the block. Near foot, near shoulder. Good finish there. And this is one thing to note on, guys. This is what I really, really like. Just to point this out. This was our safeties coach. This was our defensive coordinator. And this was our running backs coach. So the more coaches I think that are around, bringing energy, bringing juice, coaching their guys from their position room, the better. All right. They're making an emphasis that special teams is important. All right. Okay, another look at it. All right, thumbs up, push, pull, dip, rip. 24 could rip off this a little better here. Rip off the block. All right, tracking. There we go. And we got to go near foot, near shoulder. All right, get that foot back, near foot, near shoulder. Okay, last rep here. All right, 16. He can lock this out a little more. All right, peek that returner. All right, push, pull, dip, rip. More rip out of 58 here. Rip through, near foot, near shoulder. He doesn't need to break, 58 doesn't need to break down this much. All right, little closer. All right, what we tell our linebackers when we're working on a ball carrier is handshake distance. So that's when we want to take, when we're handshake distance, that's when we break down. Okay, so then we'll back these dudes up. All right, make it a little tougher on them. All right. They're in a full sprint. We're going to lock out. We're peeking that returner when he declares, dip, rip, off the block, near foot, near shoulder. All right. Another look at it here. All right. It's kind of like if you look at 55 here, he's coming. It's like hitting a sled. All right. We're going to lock this out, dip, rip through, finish near foot, near shoulder. All right. So now we got avoid button press. All right. So little different way to do it here. All right, we're looking at Quincy number 27 right here. We're going to win with speed, or we're going to backdoor it, okay? So right now, we're going to backdoor, boom. We're going to hit that second line of defense. We're going to lock him out, pop our feet. We're peeking that returner. All right, we want to push, pull, dip, rip, near foot, near shoulder. And we got to fix his feet here. All right, so for here, near foot, near shoulder. All right, don't overrun it. Don't lock your hips. Biggest coaching points there. Don't overrun it and don't lock your hips here. All right, we'll look right here. All right, we're winning backdoor. We're pressing him out, locking him out. Good, except for we got to fix his feet. He's got to get that right foot up, that left foot back. Okay, so a little less moving parts with less bodies here, but we put pop-ups here. I really like this. All right. All right, so we basically had the whole team out here. All right, we're going to win with speed, so we're going to rip through. All right, coach is telling them right here which way the returner should go. All right, we're going to hit that second line of defense in the strike zone. We're going to lock these dudes out. We're going to dip, rip, and finish on the returner near foot, near shoulder. Okay, so if we're looking right here, dip, rip, lock them out, rip through, finish near foot, near shoulder. He could use a little more rip off that, but a good finish there. Okay, let's check this out. We're winning with speed, dip, rip, pop them, peeking that returner, rip off the block, near foot, near shoulder. Really good finish right here and good rip. Okay, so this is something we did here. All right, so I really like this. All right, so we would tell this front line basically which way to turn. All right, and then we would tell the kickoff team right here if we're going to backdoor or win with speed. All right, so right now we're winning with speed. All right, here, come across, dip, rip through, and then these coaches would roll this yoga ball, and we got to finish near foot, near shoulder. Really good finish right here. All right, and I like the yoga ball too because it makes people get low. All right, work on their hips a little bit. I don't like, if you look right here to the left of the screen, we're ripping, but we don't need to break down this early. All right, so if this is the ball carrier, this is handshake distance. Handshake distance. All right, he's 10 yards away already breaking down. Handshake distance and start breaking down. Okay, now we're winning butt side. All right, now we have to win. We're winning butt side. If we look at this line right here, butt side. Now we got to retrace back to this yoga ball, near foot, near shoulder. Really good here. Really good here. All right, right here, not so good. All right, winning butt side. All right, we're shimmying down too early. Handshake distance. All right, so what avoid button press translates to. All right, so we're looking right here. We're tracking that ball. We're tracking that ball. We're going to avoid contact. All right, we're getting that strike zone. Now, he's tracking that ball. I'm cool with this. All right, I just need him to finish near foot, near shoulder, and be under control. All right, but at the end of the day, he took a shot, let time for cavalry to come. Not a terrible rep. I just need him to be under control here. Another look at it here. Bottom left here. All right, we're avoiding contact. We're avoiding contact. What you'll see some guys want to do is they're looking for eyes to go hit. So I've seen guys like come here to go pick, all that stuff. We don't want to mess with any of that. We want to go straight down the field, avoid our contact. All right. Now, button press, we're in that strike zone. The ball is 10 yards away. We're gonna two gap this guy. All right. He puts his shoulder in. He needs to lock him out. He kills him. All right. Now he doesn't make the play, but what he does is he stops this returner in his tracks and allows us the cavalry to come. Does a really good job. Okay. So last drill here, New Orleans. All right. So it's like our pod work. You're going to have 3 pods. All right. It's just in more an open space here. Okay. So you're going to tell these guys are going to hand shield. You're going to tell them which way to turn right here. All right. And you're going to tell the kickoff team, are we going to win with speed or are we going to go back door? We're winning with speed here. They need to dip, rip through, avoid contact, and we're finishing the open field near foot, near shoulder. Pretty good rep right there. All right. Dip, rip through, near foot, near shoulder. All right. We got to track this ball a little better. He's got to do a better job right here. All right. Handshake distance. Ripping through, near foot, near shoulder. All right. Next rep, ripping through, pretty good. I would like him on that left shoulder and him on the right shoulder. He's a little too far squared up. All right, but good footwork. All right, what New Orleans translates to. All right, we're looking here at the bottom of the screen here. All right, we're avoiding that contact. We're going to rip through, avoid it. All right, and we're back in that strike zone. Now, he needs to be under control, but he does help make the play here. Okay. I wish he'd go near foot, near shoulder, come to balance a little bit, but at the end of the day, he helps make the play. He's being a football player. All right, look right here. Both these guys do a good job of this. All right, we're avoiding contact. All right, and then we're coming back, getting back in our lane, going near foot, near shoulder, and making the play. Avoid, coming back to our lane, near foot, near shoulder. Does a great job. All right, here we go. Looking at the bottom of the screen here. We're avoiding contact. We're ripping through. We got to get back in our lane. Does a really good job of that. All right, now he's tracking that football. Near foot, near shoulder, ball inside the 20. Really good job. Well, that's my presentation, guys. I really appreciate you guys letting me talk. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. It's also my contact info up there, so don't hesitate to reach out.
Hey, Coach, I know we were chatting off to the side. So do you have a specific reason for different protectors, 2 versus 3, or going into a slot look versus, is there something that's that you're scouting, or is that just something you decided upon?
No, so that's kind of scheme by scheme basis. So like coordinator by coordinator. So Kansas State and USC, we were 3-man shield. Montana State, we're 2-man shield. There's benefits to both. Me personally, I'm a 3-man shield guy. I think there's good rules to it. You put the heavy guys in the middle. You don't get a lot of punts blocked. All right. 2-man shield. It's a little, you can cover a little better, but your rules are more complicated. So it all kind of depends on, how much you trust your guys versus, what scheme you really believe in. So that would be, I'm a 3-man guy. That's kind of what I believe in. But
We typically do 3. That's why I'm wondering. The other thing is, though, if we don't have a lot of the best punters up here. I mean, you'll get a team or 2, but it's not a full go. If you didn't have a guy that you're playing with a lot of hang time, what's more beneficial at that point? Get down on coverage sooner or more protection?
I would say no matter what, protection is your number one. I could see why covering down sooner would be better, but I would work on frontline IDing with your guys. All right, getting a good punch. All right, and because I think people can get mixed up in rules, and I think the number one thing is not to have a blocked punt.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, too, if you can, I think if you can tell if the guy can kick out of bounds too, you can do that. If the hang time's not great, I've seen guys do that. mean, I know that's not ideal, but I just think, protecting the punt is the most important.
You got anything? Anyone?
Yeah, I had a question. Do you guys, it seems like I see a lot of guys on TV, and I might be wrong, are catching the ball at the 10, like on punts. Has that philosophy changed from you put your heels on the 10 and if it goes over your head, you let it go? Or has there been a philosophical change on that? Or do you guys still coach those returners not to catch anything from the 10-yard line in?
Oh, the returners?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've done 6 yards. If it's past 6 yards in, you let it go.
Okay.
Is there a reason that's changed? Because I'm with you, Coach. Yeah, that's changed obviously, or at least it has our level. So is there a reason to do that versus the 10? You find it
I think
more.
I just think it's your returner's comfortability a little bit. I think, and I also guys will like fake catch, muff catch. So I think that it's kind of back on your returner's comfortability a little bit.
Anyone?
I think one issue that
Can you hear him, Coach? I can relay too if you can.
Yeah, you might have to relay.
one issue that used to be depending on where the punter's on the other side of the 50 versus inside the 50 to determine whether you catch it.
What Coach is saying is that do you dictate where field position is if they're going to try to catch something? Because obviously, if it's a longer punt, so if they were on, let's say, on our side of the 50, and he punts it and he's getting it all the way down toward the 10, because the hang time's obviously got to be high. Are you going to try to field that, or are you just going to have him fair catch it or let it go?
So I would try to catch it, honestly, me personally. I think if you catch it, like the further you can get away from that goal line, the better.
Right.
So
We got some other seasoned guys in here. Any questions from them? Any critiques from certain individuals? How do you do, Coach?
I think he did a great job.
Hey, that was awesome information. By the way, if it's okay with you, so we'll usually post this on a YouTube thing that we have, and I can get you that info so you can link into it if you want. And if
yeah,
it's
that'd be
okay
good.
with you, we'll do it because in that way, some of the coaches that can't make it, or obviously we got a unique situation with how our state is, where I mean, you drive 13 hours, and you might hit the Canadian border, and if you're hauling ass, and
Yeah.
and that's if you're lucky enough to drive, you know. So some of these guys, there's no way for them to get down to these things. So we'll post it if possible, and that way they can access it and show their assistance or do a presentation on it, if that's okay with you, anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all about it.
And then we can let all you guys know too. So if you want to go back and access it, or Coach, if you want to really get into critiquing how Jake did, you can review that YouTube video a few times over and then give him a typed up version of the critiques.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I like it.
Hey, so I'm going to open up a can of worms. What's the philosophy on going for it on 4th down? Yeah, that's what it's such a hot topic right now about
It
people,
is.
at the analytics side of it and all that. But I have a hard time sometimes,
I think the analytics can play too much of a role. If you want me to be honest with you.
That's a good defensive coach answer right there, man.
Oh yeah, I think there's a feel to the game. Is what I think.
Gotcha.
Agree.
Now I don't know if these old timers would agree with me, but
I agree 100%. The flow of the game and the feel of the game and where the momentum is. You can't go straight off a book.
There's somebody that I know that recently told me that there's a new book coming out based on the analytics book, saying, analytics says this, but if you don't get it, if analytics is wrong and it doesn't work out, here's the percentages that you're faced with. and it's pretty daunting, you know. So the book is definitely, you know, something that some people use, but it can hurt you pretty bad too, I think. So I'm with
Gotcha.
all these guys.
So like the negatives if the analytics go bad.
Yeah, just the basically, hey, if it doesn't work out, this is what you know, now this is the percentage of them scoring. This is a percentage of, you know, so
So it's the analytics of the analytics.
that's right.
Awesome. I can't wait to start you getting into that.
Right.
Well, Coach, I appreciate your time, man. That was really detailed and good. We were already taking notes, and then we're gonna get back on that YouTube video. If you have anything else, we can let you guys go. I know it's getting late for some of you, and then if we got questions, we'll hit you up there, and then we might try to get your ear for next year too, and see if you got time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
No problem.
And if you don't mind, I do want to reiterate one thing that Jake covered in this, and that I've done for a long time, is about when Jake referenced keeping things simple. That is one thing about getting guys to play fast and being aggressive, is not getting where you're getting too tricky. Trying to do too many things each and every week, switching things up. Guys get frozen, they start to process too much. And over the course of time, I've had a lot of experience in keeping it simple, and it's paid off pretty well. So just as one bullet point out of that, which a lot of stuff that was covered really well, but you know, to me, that's one thing that's always been something that I've held at the foremost.
Good point. Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
All right, fellas. Well, you have a good night. Appreciate it. Stay warm out there.
You
Thanks.
bet. Thanks.
All right, guys. Take care.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I agree.